So the DSCSA, Drug Supply Chain Security Act of 2013, a lot in it and a lot of requirements, a very comprehensive, holistic approach to supply chain security. What does the law require?
So there are several components and provisions of the law, and they're phased in over a 10-year period. But in a nutshell, there are four key requirements. The first one being related to product tracing, and this has to do with the documentation with each transaction. So a seller needs to provide that documentation to the buyer, and the buyer needs to hold on to that information for record-keeping purposes for a period of 6 years. There's also verification requirements, and this is a lot bundled into that. This includes steps that need to be taken when you identify a product that is suspect, and how you need to investigate that product and properly quarantine that product. Once you investigate it and determine that it's okay, then it may be distributed if that's the case. However, if you determine that there's credible evidence that that product is truly illegitimate product, which means that it's confirmed counterfeit, stolen, diverted product, potentially adulterated product, then there are additional steps when you have identified and determined illegitimate product. Those also include investigating that, coordinating with your other trading partners, and also notifying them that you've actually found illegitimate product. And again, the main reason for that is the notification and the coordination is to ensure that we are finding all the illegitimate product that may be out there and making sure that it's not further distributed. So again, trying to make sure those products are not reaching U.S. consumers. The other requirements include the product identifier requirements. And these are, while it's mostly on manufacturers and repackagers who are producing the product, this has to do with putting a product identifier on the product in a human-readable and machine-readable format. And the importance of this identification is it gives that information or product information that can be used for sort of the other requirements, whether it's product tracing or verifying a product. You've got the National Drug Code, or NDC, that is specific to a product. And then even more specific and more unique is the serial number. The newness and the importance of that product identifier is that serial number that is unique to that product and that package. And then, of course, it includes lot level information and an expiration date. The last requirement is related to authorized trading partners, and this means that you as a trading partner need to be authorized. In addition to anybody that you are conducting business with also needs to be an authorized trading partner. So if you're a manufacturer packager, that means that you have the appropriate registration with FDA. If you're a wholesale distributor or a third-party logistic provider, or 3PL, that means that you have appropriate federal or state licensing. And then if you're a dispenser, in particular a pharmacy, that means you have appropriate state licensure.
So sitting here in 2023, right, I think there's a lot of attention and focus on the data component, that first piece you talked about, the traceability, right? But I think it's a good reminder that this is a holistic law and a holistic set of requirements and approach to security that has a host of requirements with it. Also just note, in one piece you touched on there with verification, I'll just throw out that, that's a term that gets used a lot of different ways and can cause confusion in some conversations. I think sometimes we talk about verification of the product identifier, that narrow piece of confirming the serial number, and forget, to your point, right, that there is this broader verification requirement, that more holistic approach to identifying, detecting, responding to suspect products as well.